Welcome back, guys. So we're here at the Success Mindset Summit 2021. We've had some phenomenal speakers so far, but the day's not over and the night is still young, as they say. And we have got now some more amazing speakers lined up for the rest of the evening. And we have Sam Dossa with us now. So he's an emotional intelligence, personal and business coach. His talk is, as we can see at the top here, we are born to win, but we're conditioned to fail. Now, I've known Sam for a few years now, and I've worked closely with himself and with the organisation with Kindling Your Power and with Kaushalya UK. I know there's loads of overlap in the events that go on. So it's such a pleasure to have you here today, Sam. Sam's also a joint sponsorship with Ritu Sharma and Kaushalya UK in the arena area. So please do go out to the booth areas and connect with these guys and see the wonderful work they're doing, connect with their social media links. But of course, I'm just really, really excited about this talk. Over to you, Sam.
Thank you, Suman. Thank you very much. Hello, guys. Thank you very much. I think you've been sitting all day. If you want to get up and have a little bit of a stretch yourself, then do it, because that's very important. Because I've been sitting all day and watching some amazing speakers come on this platform, and I thoroughly enjoyed it and sharing all the nuggets, all the good nuggets, which I have taken on board for my own journey as well. So just have a good time while I'm over here. I'm Sam Dossa. As Suman mentioned, I'm a business and personal emotional intelligence coach. A lot of people talk about emotions, and this is the factor where a lot of people think that we can control our emotions, which is a myth. We can't control our emotions. We can only manage our emotions. Now, my title is We Are Born to Win but Conditioned to Fail. Let's start with this born to win, where that came from. Well, let's go back to the beginning of our inception into our mother's womb. The egg, millions of sperms trying to get into that egg, and who win the lottery? I did, you did, we all did who are present in this world. So we are all born winners. But then we began to get conditioning done by our teachers, our siblings, our society, and so forth and so on. We are conditioned and conditioned and conditioned that we completely forgotten about what our real purpose, what is our real life vision is, because we have been conditioned so much, we completely forget about it. Because if you remember, when we were young, we used to laugh out loud. But when we are at that age, when we want to laugh out loud, we do not do that, because we do not open our diaphragm to laugh, because we are scared. We are conditioned not to do that, because people will be looking at you, because that's what has been happening. And that's where the journey begins. I was born in Pakistan, and I've been living in the society or in UK for the last 26 years. I'm a proud father of 3 beautiful girls. And my journey begins in Pakistan, and I was like, we are 5 brothers, and my mother was the only woman in the house. So it will be like 6 men. So she was surrounded by men. So I have 3 girls and 2 other girls with my present wife. So we have 5 girls between us and her. So I'm surrounded by women. What a privilege. So as I say about emotional intelligence, you have to understand how you manage your emotions. We are being conditioned a lot of things, especially men, and women too, conditioned to a lot of things. Men especially conditioned to show that they have that tenacity to anything. They do not have to show their emotions. They have to suppress their emotions. They have to continuously suppress their emotions, because society does not allow them to show their emotions. If they show their emotions, they are being told that you are weak. And that's what's been happening to men. And that's what is going on with the society. Man has been given this demeanor that he is going to be strong all the time, even though he is dying silently inside himself. He can't articulate. I went through with my journey of 17 years in a marriage where I was suffocating myself. I could not articulate myself. It was affecting me dearly. My mental health, my physical health, my emotional health was on the brink of completely to that place where I could not go forward. Went to see the doctor. What doctor has prescribed me? Prozac. Did I took it? No, because I knew this is not something I should be taking. I started journey of personal development. I started journey of knowing myself. I started journey of knowing who I was or who I am right now. And that given me that tenacity to bring myself out of that sort of a cycle I was in, even though I was going through with so many uh, adventures, not challenges, yeah, adventures. So I was going through with so many adventures in my journey. I realized that those adventures has taught me so many things. I learned to be a better listener. I learned to be a better companion. I learned to be a better entrepreneur. I learned to be a better individual, a human who understand a lot of things in terms of going forward in life and realizing that that's the best way going forward. Have a value, know your value, what your values are. When you're connecting with people share your values so they can know that your values resonate with them, whether it's a career, whether it's a business, whether it's a relationship. If you do not relate your values together, means there will be no proper engagement between both of you. And a lot of things comes with the conditioning. We all are being conditioned. I was being conditioned to a lot of things. I have to start to uncondition myself to bring the real me. I'm a proud father, I said. My daughter is 20 years old. My twins, I got a set of twins, 17 years old. My other daughter is 17 and 13. So I'm so proud to say I'm surrounded by women. And this comes with this whole journey I've done. I've learned so many things in my journey. I became an emotional intelligence because I wanted to learn about myself. I started to learn about managing my emotions. A recent episode happened that a person I called upon, I'm an expert. I am not an expert in terms of a drainage in the house. Of course, we are not expert in everything. I'm expert in, I would say I'm a very good at, I'm very expert in computers. I'm very good with my public speaking. I'm very good with other things, but I'm not an expert in building work. I invited somebody to look at that. I said, I'm going to pay you the money. He came in and he saw the problem and he said, sorry, this is not going to be fixable, but you still have to pay for me. And I said, okay, you just saw, you did the survey, you asked for it, but you did not do the job which you actually supposed to entitled to, or I am entitled to do the work should be done for me. But they didn't do it. But he still insisted, give me the money. I said, listen, I want to speak to your boss. I pick up the phone and the boss started swearing at me for almost 10 minutes. And my wife was standing next to me and saying, why are you not retaliating, Sam? And I said, I don't want to go towards his way. I just want to stay in my way because I know my emotions. I manage my emotion. And I did listen quietly. I listened quietly. And I paid the money. But next morning I called to make a complaint. Who picked the phone? The boss. And he apologizing on the phone. And I said simple one thing. This is not how you talk to your customers. Not your customer, not another human being. Because I have been on my journey of self-discovery, self-awareness. I understand myself, who I am and where I am going. How I am going to listen to people. If people are not resonated with me, I'm going to say very politely, thank you very much for your business, but I'm not interested in that. And that's what conditioning, and I started doing unconditioning in myself and learning about myself. And that's why I said, when we are born to win and conditioned to fail, that's what's been happening to us. We've been conditioned. We have to start unconditioning ourselves. And we started to know who we are, where we are coming from, what we have to do going forward. You will have opportunities. So many opportunities comes to you. But let's begin with whether that opportunity is really resonating with you here in your heart or in your mind. If it is resonating in your heart, it means it's going to be flourishing long for you. Let's begin that journey together. It's not about competition, it's about collaboration. And I insist to all of you who are listening and who is going to connect with me, and I'll tell you, I'm starting so many other projects and I'm collaborating with people. And it's about creating a bridge, creating a lot of things. I'm going to be doing a firework in June. If you think that is something you want to shatter, a lot of things people are holding down to a lot of things, and then say firework is something people should do and come along. And then I'll tell you, you're going to enjoy that, the atmosphere, the time when you spend with us. We will shatter all your unrealistic thoughts which you are going through. Your shackles, we will cut those shackles. You know how we unshackle ourselves? I'll tell you how the conditioning is done. I was listening to this podcast, and somebody says, a baby elephant. If you saw the elephant in the circus, if you ever been to a circus, when you see an elephant, or you might have seen in the movies, an elephant is been tied with a very single rope, which is not very, very thick. It's like a very light rope. And you can imagine an elephant is about 20 tons. He should have run away, but he can't, because it's been conditioned from the childhood. When a baby elephant borns, what they do in the circus, they tie a big chain with a spike in the earth near to the mother. If the baby elephant is trying to run away, he can't. He try and try and try and try. He can't. He just goes to the mother, have a feed, and then go back. Same thing every day for 3 to 4 months. And after 4 months, they take that lead out. And once the lead is out, he knows that he won't be able to run away. He has been conditioned, and the same way we are being conditioned to a lot of things. The beauty is that we are humans. We can uncondition ourselves. You have to find a right therapist or right person or right coach to help you to grow from that place where you were to the place where you want to go. I has been on my journey. As I said, I've been on very, very great adventures, because challenge is not the word we should be using. Change the word what you use for yourself. That is, you need to grow, have a growth mindset, or you have to have a limiting belief in yourself. To breaking those limiting beliefs, you have to start bringing that solace into your heart, getting into that place of health, wealth, and prosperity. And that's the ingredient of being present in the moment. We always say, a lot of people talk about that, people are living in the past. And I says, well, past is your history, future is your mystery, present is what you are supposed to. That's why it's called present. Enjoy the present moment. And when people are talking about impossible, it's impossible to do that task, I say, why don't you just break the word to impossible to I am possible? And that's the way you should be looking at that life. Every day, every single step, or every moment you exist is a blessing. Enjoy, have fun, and start living the life you want to live. We are all here to explore the opportunity being given to us. We all have purpose. And if you are still stuck, and if you can't find the purpose, book a clarity call with me. Yeah. And emotional intelligence is the area which I help a lot of people go through their journey. And once you know how to manage your emotions, you're going to explore so many things. You will see people, things comes to you, you just acknowledge and say, yeah, thank you very much. I'm so content that that thing came to me, whether it's a good or a bad thing. I'm so happy. So this is Sam Dossa. I'm so humble and honored that I was given this opportunity to be here with Suman and Tristan for arranging this great Success Mindset Summit 2021. And I would really, really appreciate if you require a very straightforward what I call it, a questionnaire, which consists of 10 questions, which gives you your emotional intelligence quotient score. Just come to our booth, myself and Ritu. Just connect with us, and we will get in touch with you. Thank you very much.
That's amazing, Sam. I absolutely enjoyed that. Most of that session I actually stood and I was doing a little dance with you because I was like, yep, we need to stand, we need to move. And I even wrote my first 2 points I made of the notes: laugh out loud and move, and adventure, not challenge. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I think, again, it's such a big topic and it gets overlooked. Men's mental health is such an important thing. And like I put in the comments, emotions are actually very, like, it's courageous. Look at the amount of people who have shared some vulnerable stories today, and sharing that vulnerability is actually strength of character. It's so brave to do that. And so we want to change that narrative in society, that people understand that it's actually good and it's okay to A, have emotions, and B, share them. So we've still got a few minutes. If you wanted to, I don't know if you've got the link available, if you're able to share the link in the chat box. But absolutely, guys, they've got a booth as well. Jump over on the booth and grab that link. I know you guys have added your free resources. I saw loads of different free resources there, which is amazing. So please, guys, do make the most of all the offers and the links that are being made available.
Perfect. Thank you. One thing which I want to add over here is any man who would like to join a mental health group, join with me, because we are having a conversation about loneliness. If you are on Clubhouse, join us. Join me on Clubhouse. It's Coach Sam UK, and also I have a Clubhouse club called Mental Health. Join that, because I'm doing a lot of great clubs in there now, inviting a lot of amazing people to share some great wisdom within the club. So join us and just come along. Is the avenue I want to open up, because I did not have this avenue when I was going through with uncertainty in my life as a man, and I just want to give this to my fellow men.
Absolutely, and this is something that's come to my mind recently as well, because I'm in a lot of women empowerment groups. I see a lot of women empowerment, and I think it's needed. Women have been like suppressed for centuries, so yeah, they need their empowerment. But then almost men are not only like, sometimes is there enough joint things going on where they can speak, but is there actually like men's groups going on? Because Rish has asked this option often, and I'm like, absolutely. I'm massive believer in equality. And I'm like, just because there's women things going on, it shouldn't take away from men. But some men are made to feel like, no, we're not supposed to do that. That doesn't look right. We shouldn't have our own thing. Yeah, absolutely need it. Everybody needs it. And we all have our little groups, you know, and we have our own little community. And you talk differently with people who are just understand things on your wavelength. Sometimes the way women understand women's issues better than anyone else. Men understand men's issues, and everything that was shared. I mean, Manny's even shared a story here as well. She put that her husband's been through so much emotional trauma too, because of all the expectations from his parents as an only child. I had the realization, the penny dropped for me a few years after being with Rish, and we got engaged and we were going to get married. And I know when I got married, I had all these expectations because my dad was the man of the house. He was the one who did everything, even though my mom wore the trousers. Lots of love for you, mom. She wears the trousers, but my dad was the provider. My dad was the one who did all of the, you know, he was earning, he was paying the bills. And so I had all these expectations of Rish, and even though the times are so different now, and I realized, wow, how much burden and expectation I'm putting on his shoulders, that you need to do all of these things. Times have changed now, and we've got to move with the times and support everyone. We have to support our partners when we're the women in these, you know, straight relationships. The women need to support the men as much as we want the men's support for our stuff, and it has to be a two-way street. So I absolutely love all the work.
Before we conclude this, I just said relationship builds on 4 areas. Yeah. If you ask your wife or your husband that how he is doing mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, you know, those 4 areas, you've asked your husband or wife, and if there are any of the areas answers are not coming back, it means there is a problem there. You need to open up that area and discuss, because if you're looking at the possibility of longevity with living together, and that's what you require to talk about. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you end up in the same rut. Yeah, you're going to be in the same rut, because she's doing her thing and you are doing your thing, and then life finishes over there and you are not going to be in the same sort of mindset. So emotional intelligence is very good, and unconditioning is also very important. for us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sam. So we are going over to Ritu's session now, where she is going to talk about success with her book. So I will join you guys on the other session now. And again, once again, thank you so much, Sam. That's been amazing.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.